What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this one, we have Poland just shocked the world, and NATO and EU globalists are furious. Oh, what's going on? Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe, smash the thumbs up, and let's get right to it. Also, let's get to 1,000 together. Let's skyrocket to 1,000 together.
Well, the Polish people appear to be fed up with globalist policies, fed up with NATO, fed up with the Ukrainianization of Poland, and they voted overwhelmingly, yes, a record number of votes for the newest member of the European Member of Parliament, and that man is Gregory Braun. Now, you might remember made international headlines when he grabbed a fire extinguisher and he blew out a menorah that was set ablaze, and of course, international headlines about this. And wow, you would have thought, wow, maybe there's a
Oh my
backlash against him. No,
gosh.
the Polish people said, we want this guy. We voted overwhelmingly to put this guy as the European Member of Parliament in Poland. And Gregory is kind enough to join us today on the show on the heels of his big victory in
Shoot.
Poland. Nice to see you, Gregory. Welcome to the show.
Talk to me, Greg.
Hello. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for having me.
My pleasure. Now, I should point out, I'm using the Western pronunciation of your first name. So to my Polish viewers, I apologize, but I tried for like 10 minutes.
For your Polish viewers, my name is Grzegorz Braun.
I said I'm gonna. You said you were kind enough to
Yeah,
say
that's
just say
hard.
Gregory. It's the Gregory. So,
Perfect.
Gregory, welcome to the show. So, the dust is now settled. You've had some time to maybe take in these numbers, but just looking over this, it's pretty remarkable. Let's see, 115,000 votes in this district. That is a record. So to all of the people who called you a far-right Polish politician who doused a Hanukkah candles, can't believe that this anti-Semitic member of the Polish government would be elected. What do you say to those individuals?
Well, the result is not bad. In Poland, it happens to be the best between my party's candidates' results. As to so-called anti-Semitism, I would prefer to call it Judeo-realism in opposition to
Realism.
Judeo-idealism. I simply refer to facts, historical facts, political facts, theological facts, and I simply cannot accept celebrations of racist, uh, racist, tribal cult in the middle of our society, of our political system. That's why.
Hey, I mean, Poland overwhelmingly chose this man, and I guess the Polish people have kind of, hey, they let the EU, and they feel like they've been letting the EU know where they stand on terms of like immigration, on terms of like they Polish people want to hold on to their culture. They want to hold on to their values. They want to hold on to their beliefs, and it feels like anybody who comes into Poland, they want to like you can come in, but like this is how we are. Like you need to assimilate to us. We are not going to assimilate to you. So it's just like these are and I understand. Like, you look at the history of Poland, everything Poland's been through. Poland has stood strong through so much hardships, through so much wars, through being wiped off the map, through occupation, through everything. And Poland is like, hey, like if we're taking in people, then it needs to be people who can integrate. It needs to be people who can assimilate. And if you are unwilling to take on our ideals, take on our values and beliefs, then you might need to find another country. That's kind of what I get from like watching these videos. Very intrigued. Hear what y'all think about that. Am I way off on that? What's going on? But let's continue.
I reacted, and my compatriots, obviously not everybody who lives in Poland, because there are probably less and less Poles who want to remain Poles, more and more of those who would prefer to become Euro kolkhoz citizens,
Hmm.
but many of them take my action and take my reasons for theirs. And in the course of this election campaign, I signed probably thousands of fire extinguishers. The trick is that this was not my idea. This is not a PR product of my staff. Nobody would imagine this kind of political action. Simply, my fellow citizens, my fellow Polish people come to me and want their fire extinguishers signed by me, which I take for a very clear sign of our mutual understanding. We want Poland to be Polish, not
That's what I said.
to become some kind of Soviet or Euro-Soviet republic, not the next American state. Not Polish Ukrainian Commonwealth, which is some people's idea, crazy because totally unrealistic and based on false history. We want Poland to remain Poland, and we want our country to be a country of free and
Okay.
secure people. Security is the key word, because what comes to us from the East and from the West questions not only our rights to remain Polish, to remain normal people, living peacefully, earning money, having families, having children, having rights to raise our children uh, as our fathers, our grandfathers used to. Uh, when I say grandfathers, you might think that I am the kind of politician who would like to go back to some history that never was. No,
Yeah.
I'm very uh, I'm I would like to think of myself as totally devoted to future, to
I
bright
like that.
future of my nation,
Okay.
and this cannot be achieved without peace. And this is the question, the problem number one: to preserve peace in Central Europe, in the world, because
Okay.
we were used several times. We were used as a bumper
Yeah.
by the empires,
Yeah.
not only in the 20th but in the 90th and previous centuries. We were used as some kind of trigger to be used to start the revolution and world war.
Mm.
And this is the case of 1939, obviously, when we were pushed to the front, to the first line, front line of that world war by the British, by
Oh.
Americans. Obviously,
Mm.
these were war criminals, comrades Hitler and Stalin, who divided Poland, who
Yeah.
who destroyed our state. But the inspiration was from London, and let's say authorization was from Washington. And we have documents. We have some other time you might want to hear more about historical facts.
I think I did hear, like you said, obviously they were invaded and split apart by Germany and Russia and the Soviets. But I have watched videos and I have seen that yes, when it seems like when Poles went to other countries and they wanted to continue to fight, it was Poles who were always put in the front lines of whether it was for the British, whether it was for France. I didn't hear about them putting being put on the front lines for the U.S., so that was new to me. But front lines for the U.S. And Poland's like, no, we're not anybody's bumper. We're not anybody's tool to be used. We're not anybody's trigger to start a revolution. We're not. No, like we're our own people. We want Poland to remain Polish. We don't want to become a Ukrainian Polish Commonwealth. We don't want to be like the rest of Europe, right? We want Poland to be Poland. And obviously the people agree with that sentiment or he would have not got it voted in by a record number. And so again, I guess there may be some Poles who don't feel this way. Completely understandable. But for the most part, for him to be voted in with record numbers, this is how the people of Poland are feeling as well. And I can't be upset or argue or any about that because, like, yeah, it's understandable. That's what I was looking for. Again, that's understandable. So let's let him continue. See what else he's
For
got to
now,
say.
I politically, I stress I don't want any repetitions of this history. I don't want my nation to be used as a trigger of some revolution, some new world order revolution, which will
Right.
not prevail without starting World War III
Yeah.
on our territory.
Well, and it seems that you're maybe one of a few voices who is standing up for peace because it appears that the world is marching towards World War III, and even your politicians, your leaders in Poland, are saying we need to prepare troops, troops going into Ukraine,
Right.
troops to march against Russia. If Russia makes any headway, further headway in the east, then we need to be prepared to send troops into Ukraine. It appears the Polish people don't want that. It appears the Polish
Mm.
people are saying enough is enough, but they don't appear to be listening to the Polish people. You have massive NATO bases in Poland. Poland appears to be used right now as sort of a NATO staging ground for World
Oh.
War III, and you're looking to stop that. So,
Unfortunately, unfortunately, this is the case here. Polish people uh, simply do not realize uh, what the war might bring upon us,
Yeah.
and their lead is totally treacherous. It's totally uh, taken over by different ambassadors
mhm,
who actually rule the country. And this is very funny because they tend to interfere in sometimes very stupid questions like media, like propaganda. They obviously they like to teach us democracy. Uh, uh, well,
yeah,
you said about war preparations. I want to stress I would be the first to call to arms. I would be the first to call for raising our army's abilities, producing and buying weapons that we need to preserve peace here. But I would be the first to say no to sending Polish troops abroad. And this is the
Mm.
problem here, because I used to be a member of the same Polish Parliament Committee for Army and Defense purposes. Well, they expelled me after the December Hanukkah,
Mm.
let's say, situation.
Yeah.
So they expelled me from the committee, but my interest in defense and national security is well, is genuine,
Right.
and I would like to serve my country, my nation, by giving all the best I could as a politician to my soldiers, to my army. The problem is that this army is not shaped to currently. It is not shaped to defend our national security. It is shaped to play the role of, I tend to repeat myself, of a trigger. Of a trigger, of a, you would probably find several more words that would point out this problem. I understand that Washington, London, they obviously don't want to send their troops
Right.
Yeah,
further east. They want to use us as they use
yeah,
Ukrainians. Uh, Remember, 500,000 of Ukrainian people, soldiers, mostly soldiers, died. Uh,
Jesus.
Add you might add millions of those who escaped, of those who did everything not to join the army, and they are simply running out of resources. They are running out of people, and they are looking at Polish meat
Yeah.
Like a replacement.
useful prey,
Dang.
as a very handy replacement. And this is what I would like to oppose. I signed an appeal for peace already in 2022 in summer. I was obviously, you might imagine, called Russian agent and traitor by the mainstream media,
Yeah.
but there is life outside the mainstream media, and my campaign for the European Parliament is a proof, because I had I'm very proud of it. I had exactly my airing time, television, radio, all
Yeah.
put together. My time was exactly 0 minutes,
Wow.
0 seconds on air.
Wow.
In the mainstream media.
Dang.
I was never asked for any interviews. I was only sometimes quoted to depict my dark
Mm.
silhouette as a bad guy.
So I'm intrigued to hear what you guys think about what he said so far in terms of the war in the Ukraine and Russia, and basically Poland just being kind of a tool for NATO to use at will, with big NATO bases inside of Poland. Saying they're just trying to use Poland as a trigger, and he's saying like I'm all for Poland getting more weaponry, producing more weapons that we need, upgrading our army, because right now he's saying I don't think it's up to cut of national security, but more so as a trigger for NATO is what they're looking for. And everything going on with the Ukraine, he's saying you look at the how many soldiers have died, how many people have gotten up out of there, and in Ukraine now they're starting to run out of resources, they're starting to run out of manpower. So what's happening next? They're looking at Poland as fresh meat, because right, the British and the Americans, they don't want to send their soldiers over there. They don't want to put their soldiers on the front line. So what they're trying to do is send the Polish soldiers on the front lines and have them be, like he said, a handy replacement for now that the I guess Ukraine is getting weaker, have Polish come in, be a handy replacement against Russia. Now, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that. What are your thoughts on that? Do you guys agree with everything that he's saying? Are there any disagreements with what he's saying? Love to hear from you in the comment section.
Probably the worst. And this is the best result of this election is the proof that there is life outside mainstream.
Yeah.
You
It's great. I mean,
can
it's like the independent media We hear from our Polish viewers all the time that they say it's so sad that they can't get information inside of Poland about what's happening in Poland. They have to turn to alternative sources like our show
Oh,
or
that's
other
crazy.
sources.
What do you
And
mean you can't get news about what's going on in Poland from like Polish media?
it's unbelievable. So you had zero airtime on the mainstream
Zero.
media, but
Exactly zero.
that speaks to the intelligence of the Polish people. They're done being
Well, see,
brainwashed by the mainstream media there, right?
what we are facing here is that great anti-Polish, anti-European, anti-human coalition that I could describe it as COVID, Euro Kolhoz, War Hanukkah coalition. And this is left to right, right to left. Everybody agrees. They are fighting each other very, very intensely sometimes, but in these crucial points, crucial matters, there is no difference. There is no difference between the left from the left and the left from the right.
Right. Well, it's the same
Because
thing in the
we,
United States. It's the same thing in the United States. We have more things in common, and we don't want illegal immigration. We don't want our borders flooded from people from other countries. We don't want war. And yet the politicians appear to be ignoring them. So I want to ask you about the Ukrainian.
so maybe the element that you miss is the counter coalition. Let's call it the fire extinguisher coalition. The really wide coalition of good, decent, peaceful people who just want to work and prosper.
Yeah.
That's what I would recommend. Firemen of all nations, unite.
Yeah, the fire
Firemen of
extinguishers,
all
they're going to be selling
nations.
out of those all across the United States if that movement takes off.
I'm
And
not
That'd be,
selling anything. I'm not selling anything. This was not my stuff. This is
bro, if I see this taking off in the U.S., bro, that'd be absolutely insane to see like everybody I get walking out with fire extinguishers. I don't think it's gonna take off in the U.S. I don't, but again, I've seen crazier stuff happen. So never say never.
my people coming to me with their fire extinguishers.
I
Mind
love
you.
that. It's totally organic. I love that. I want to ask you, I'll get you out of here in a second, Gregory, but I want to ask you about the Stop Ukrainianization of Poland. We covered this a couple of months ago here on the show. This movement to stop what exactly? I mean, we saw millions of Ukrainian refugees coming across the border. We've seen the child trafficking problems at the border between Poland and Ukraine. We've seen all sorts of issues. Obviously, as other individuals in Poland to talk about, walking down different cities in Poland, you can't even hear the Polish language anymore. You'll hear the Ukrainian language. So why did you decide to push this Stop Ukrainianization of Poland? And it seems like the Polish people are with you on this.
Well, I hope more and more people understand what I wanted to say 2 years ago, starting this campaign with publication of some statement, some political program. Uh, I just predicted the results. I
There you
just,
go. A great
with all
predictor.
my compassion and understanding of how miserable the situation of war victims is, I have, as a Polish politician, I have to say always Poland first. Poland first, Polish people first, and I'm not. This is what I try to.
And I'm not mad at him for saying that because I believe every country is gonna put their people first. Is gonna put their country first over everything. You've seen it happen throughout history. You see it happen all throughout the world today. Like each country is gonna put the interest of its country first and foremost. And so he's saying, like, stop the Ukrainianization of Polish. I don't know enough about what's going on, but I do know, like, I've seen videos that say they took in millions of refugees from the Ukraine when the war broke out. And so I guess he's saying, like, you can't even, like they said earlier, you can't even go down the street, like, and hear Polish anymore. It's all becoming, like, a Ukrainian language. And so I is it still very many people coming from the Ukraine to Poland? And he's saying we have to stop accepting Ukrainians. Like, we've got, are you saying push Ukrainians back to Ukraine, push them somewhere else? So, like, what's the message here with the stop the Ukrainianization? Stop it from here on out, or let's go back and all the Ukrainians that came in, push them out, or what is it?
Explain to my fellow citizens, you're not becoming some bad guy, bad Christian, treacherous Polish when you say Poland first. Polish children first, and we spend billions of our money to let's say to conservate to preserve this social revolution in Poland, and this is what I oppose. I'm see. I'm not acting, and I'm not proposing anything based on some kind of resentment of some bad feelings.
Yeah.
I try not to let bad feelings overwhelm my existence. I simply
Understandable.
cannot agree for spending Polish money for non-Polish purposes. This is easy.
Okay.
This is easy to understand. This should be easy.
Right.
But the government and the parliament and the president of Poland, they seem to be preoccupied with making everybody around happy with our money. And I communicate with my voters, with my fellow citizens, just bringing that agenda, these facts up. I'm telling to Polish people, do you know how many apartments you funded for the Ukrainian people in Poland last year? And they say no, and then I bring up numbers, and this is shocking. This is
Yeah.
shocking. Not talking about ammunition, tanks, aeroplanes that we sent to Ukraine. Polish police could not exercise at shooting ranges properly because the ammunition was sent to Ukraine.
Oh, wow.
Polish army volunteers could not exercise with proper guns. They exercise. This is for real. Some units used to exercise with sticks
My
because
God.
the guns went
To Ukraine.
to Ukraine. This is what I
All the guns exercising with sticks. Sticks. God dang. So basically, he's all about Poland first. Poland first, which can't blame you for that. Completely understandable. Put Poland first. Stop using our money to help other countries. Stop using our money to help Ukraine. Keep our money. I guess basically let them handle their own issues, or let them. I guess that's what he said, and so he's like the government's like not even like the people don't even realize how much they're spending and helping put up these apartments for Ukraine. Like, he brings up the numbers, and I guess the people are upset. And I guess, I mean, I have to say that the people completely agree with him again because he got a record number of votes to be voted in. So it sounds like the Polish people are in agreement, are starting to say Poland first. And he said, and that doesn't make you a bad guy. And I agree, that doesn't make you a bad guy to say Poland first. I think it's incredible of Poland that they took in so many Ukrainians in a time where Russia invaded the country and so many were looking to leave. I think it is an incredible thing of Poland, but I also cannot fault you for wanting to say Poland first.
Oppose because I am for security, national security. I am for the army to be the best army of the continent of the world because Polish soldiers are and can be great. They only have lousy commanders and treacherous politicians using them as tokens, as pawns at this great chess board that late Mr. Brzezinski described years ago, and I don't accept the position of some kind of pawn. I don't want to be a token in some
He said, I ain't having it.
British or Russian casino. I don't want to be played. I want to be a partner, but to be a partner, I have to be totally devoted to my country's and my nation's real interests.
Well, there
Completely
is a
understandable.
wave that has come to Europe, and I think it's riding on that similar sentiment. Put our country first. Put Germany first. Put the Netherlands first. Put Poland first. Take care of the Polish people first. We have a heart, but we need to put
Yeah.
the Polish people first. We need to not be funding apartments
Exactly.
for refugees or illegal immigrants like in the
Yeah.
United States. We have
Exactly.
Americans sleeping on the streets, but illegal immigrants come across the border and they're given 3 meals and a free hotel room. It's unbelievable. Gregory, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on all the fire extinguisher sales that all across the country, hopefully all across the world. We can use this as a metaphor to put out the craziness right now. Gregory,
See,
congratulations.
I like the fire extinguisher. I used to be a film director, mostly documentary film director. So
Yeah.
a part of myself is kind of, I still have some artistic interests and sentiments. So I
I
what I
got you.
like about the fire extinguisher is that it's not heavy, it's not pompous, it's even funny.
Right.
It does not offer danger. It offers peace
Yeah, peace, and it puts out fires. That's what
and
we want right
security
now.
and
I know.
security.
It's apparently not in vogue right now to be anti-war, but we are on this show, and we appreciate your anti-war stance. Hopefully, more sensible people like you will take power in Poland. Gregory, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on your victory,
Thank
and
you very
and
much.
all the
God
best. Thank
bless
you
you.
so much.
God bless.
Yeah. So I love to hear what you guys thoughts on that one is. Um I understand wanting to put your citizens first. Again, I think it's incredible that you guys took in so many Ukrainians. I think it's incredible of any country to take in any refugees or asylum seekers or people just kind of looking for more opportunities or looking to flee a country where they are in fear or just they are dirt poor. I think it's incredible for any country to take in those people, and I think that's an absolutely selfless act. But I don't think you're a bad guy for saying to put your country first. Like, put your citizens first, and that's a completely understandable stance as well. And it seems like Poland has gotten to the point where they're like, yes, Poland first. We can't continue to take in refugees. We can't continue to bring in any others. Like, we've got to take care of the Polish citizens that are here. So let me know what you guys think. Very intrigued. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe. Get a video a thumbs up. Check out that next one. I'll see you guys next time.